everyone and welcome back to Rev Explorers. I am Abhinav Bhatnagar and today we are with the most awaited bike of the year, the 2022 RC 200. Soon we will get the RC 125 and maybe the RC 390. But for now, we have this new good looking RC 200. So when I first saw the spy shots of the 2022 KTM RC, I was like, yaar ye KTM ne kya kar diya? And today when I have it with me, it looks really good. So maybe this bike is not really photogenic, but it looks really good in person. So there are many changes that KTM has done to this RC. I mean, everything on this bike has changed. It's now lighter, and because it has better aerodynamics, it's slightly faster as well. Here you get a redesigned windscreen. With that are now wider rear view mirrors. In fact, if you notice, the turn indicators have now shifted from the mirrors to the fairing itself, and then is a LED headlight in the front, which looks similar to what we see on the Adventure 390 and the Duke 390. In terms of suspension, now the RC 200 gets WP Apex 43mm upside down forks, which has a 120mm travel. In the rear, you get a WP monoshock, which has 150mm travel. As far as the wheel goes, you still get 17-inch alloy wheels. Now these are orange powder coated alloy wheels, but they are lighter now. KTM has gone ahead and increased the front disc brake size to 320mm, but don't worry, because they have reduced the weight on the brakes as well, and they both get dual channel ABS. In fact, it is switchable now, so you can use the Supermoto mode on the RC 200. The side profile is also completely brand new. There are no underpinnings carried from the outgoing RC 200. It is a completely new fairing, which is better in terms of aerodynamics, and it looks even more sharper. In fact, the tank size has also increased from 9.5 liters to 13.7 liters, which makes the RC 200 now more practical. The fuel efficiency is still the same, so you will get roughly around 30 kmpl, because it is still powered by a 199.5cc liquid cooled DOHC fuel injected engine, which is churning out almost 26 PS of power at 10,000 rpm and has a peak torque of 19.5 Newton meters at 8,000 rpm. The engine comes mated with a 6-speed gearbox, and then you have a new steel trellis subframe which loses 1.5 kg. So the dry weight of the bike has gone down to 151 kg. Although the curb weight will still be the same because the fuel tank has increased, and that is a good thing. The ground clearance is also 158 mm, so you'll have no issues while riding in the cities or taking it on the highways. Now this 2022 RC 200 gets revised saddle design. So you have good looking seats for the rider as well as the pillion. In fact, they are way comfortable than its predecessor, and then you have these two big grab handles for the pillion. In fact, the seat cover material is also new. So while this bike is standing in direct sunlight, it is not really hot. The RC 200 still gets an underbelly exhaust. So let's check out how it sounds. At the tail end is the same LED tail light with LED turn indicators. Now from here, everything has changed because KTM has gone ahead and raised the handlebar by 15 mm. You can also adjust it and lower it down 10 mm if you are a racer. Else, you can just ride like that. It will be much more comfortable. It gets a brand new instrument cluster, which is an LCD, a black and white LCD from the 250 Adventure, and it holds all the information that you need. So you have a digital tachometer, digital speedometer, and then you have the digital fuel gauge, you have the engine temperature gauge, you have the gear position indicator, trip meter, and the odometer. And from here only you can switch the ABS. So currently it is in road mode, that is dual channel ABS, and when you keep pressing it and release it, it goes to off-road mode, which is actually Supermoto mode. So that's how you can switch the ABS on the RC 200. Other than that, it is a very informative display. You get to see everything and all is visible while you are riding it. Coming again to the handlebars, on the right hand side you have the kill switch and the single touch self start switch, and on the left hand side you have the same pass switch, headlight control, turn indicator control, and the horn. So it is a single tone horn, but it is louder than the previous generation. My height is 5'9" and I can get both of my feet on the ground, although the saddle height is 824 mm, but because it is tapered, you can easily get both of your feet on the ground, and if you are above 5'5", you can easily ride this motorcycle. And these mirrors are also good because they are wide enough to give you a full view of your background. Now, without taking any further time, let's take the RC200 on the city roads of Pune and see how it performs. And before you go on a ride, don't forget to wear your helmet and follow all road safety rules. Now I can say that the comfort on RC200 has increased by folds. The seats are very well padded for the rider as well as the pillion, and the new velvety seat wrapping helps in increased grip even when the seat is wet. The riding stance is also less aggressive than the previous RC, although you can always make it more racier by reducing the handle height. And with this big wind visor, the air drag has also reduced, which helps in pushing the air over your helmet when you are tucked in. The RC is still powered by the same 200cc BS6 compliant engine, which is fairly refined and calm as it was the last year. Although as the aerodynamics are better and the weight has also gone down when you just have quarter of a tank, the motorcycle feels faster and agile. There are vibrations when the tacho climbs above 7000 RPM, which is more or less KTM's characteristic. The acceleration is progressive and there is a punch of power which kicks in above 7000 RPM. The engine pulls really well through the mid-range and then keeps on pulling to the top, which makes this motorcycle feel alive. The engine response is very good and so is its power delivery. KTM has managed to squeeze out every bit of power from this 200cc engine, and hence it is the most powerful bike in its segment. In fact, the 6-speed gearbox is also very easy to shift, as well as the clutch operations are on a lighter side. Since day one, the gearbox from a KTM is always precise, and it continues on this RC 200 2022 edition. In fact, it makes the shifts quick and easy for you. Despite of increasing the front disc size, I felt that the brakes are not really up to the mark. They felt really spongy and didn't give the confidence like they used to. The bike does come to a halt eventually, but the feedback is missing on both the ends. In fact, the bite is also slightly on a lower side, which might be due to the new brake pads. The motorcycle still gets dual channel ABS for your safety, but I don't know how the bite has reduced. The suspension setup is completely new on this motorcycle. The travel on both the ends have increased and the suspensions are slightly on a softer side, which definitely helps you in the cities, because even when you are at 60 or 70, the motorcycle just glides through the rough patches and small potholes. The big ones can still be felt, but not so much. In terms of handling, the motorcycle is still nimble and agile. In fact, it is very stable at high speed and gives good confidence while going into the corners, making it more practical for daily use. The 2022 KTM RC 200 has got countless updates which are all usable and practical. The tank size has also increased, which enables long distance travel on the RC. All of this without even spending an extra penny, which is wonderful. On top of this, the build quality and finish is absolutely premium, like it has always been. The console is new and it is much more easy to read than the previous generation RC 200. It's time for us to bid goodbye to the RC 200 because our time is up with it. And I can say that it is now more practical and more comfortable. Definitely way more comfortable than the previous generation. In fact, KTM is not charging a single penny extra for the RC 200 because this one is also available at 2,08,000 ex-showroom Delhi, and it is available in 2 different colors. Special thanks to KTM Sai Service Wakdewadi for providing us this bike for this review. If you are looking for good deals in Pune, check out their dealership. And don't worry, because they are keeping your safety in mind and following all the guidelines issued by the government. I hope this video was helpful for you. Do give it a thumbs up and you can share it with your family and friends whosoever is planning to buy this bike. We are available on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. So if you have any doubts or any queries, you can chat with us over there or directly put it in the comment section below. We'll try to respond to you as soon as possible. And last but not the least, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you are never missing out any update from Rev Explorers. We'll see you again in the next video. Till that time, stay home, stay safe and ride safe. Bye bye.